Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this is Transportation Secretary Tim Gatz. This meeting of the Oklahoma Transportation Commission is being conducted by video conference, and all commissioners, with the exception of T.W. Shannon, are attending remotely. The time is now 11:01 a.m. and all commissioners are loaded in the video conference. The public access will be monitored by ODOT to ensure that if the audio connection is lost or interrupted, the meeting will be stopped until the connection is restored. If the audio connection is not restored within 30 minutes, the meeting will be deemed adjourned at the time the connection was lost and shall be reconvened at 1:30 p.m. today. If an audio connection cannot be restored at the time scheduled to reconvene, the meeting shall be reconvened on the next business day at 9 a.m. and thereafter on the next business day at 9 a.m. until an audio connection is restored. Mr. Chairman, we are ready to begin. If I might, I would take the opportunity to make sure that we recognize Representative Denise Crosswhite Hayter, who is attending the commission meeting in the room with us, and we're certainly glad to have her participation this morning. Mr. Chairman, please go ahead.
I hereby call this meeting to order and ask for everyone to please mute your microphone. I have just a few instructions that I go over every month. Please keep your microphones on mute until you're ready to speak. Only members of the commission and the presenters on the agenda will be recognized to speak. Remember to announce your name before speaking each time so we can keep accurate minutes for the record. Please direct your questions, comments, and motions to the chair, and I will recognize you. Call roll votes will be conducted by the commission secretary, reading off each commissioner's name. Commissioner, please state your name when you vote. The secretary will call the roll.
Mr. Coburn.
Coburn here.
Mr. Grimsley.
Grimsley here.
Mr. Freimiller.
Freimiller here.
Mr. Shannon. Mr. McCown.
Yeah, here.
Mr. Dyson.
Dyson here.
Mr. Alexander.
Alexander here.
Mr. LaForge.
Forge here.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson here.
At this time, Secretary Gatz, you're recognized for announcements and presentations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have some really important recognition this morning. Our wonderful Deputy Director, Dawn Sullivan, has been named Woman of the Year by Women in Transportation in the Oklahoma chapter. With your permission, I'd like to recognize President Rhonda Dudek to join us for the acknowledgement of this award.
Thank you. First, I'll start by just explaining what WTS is. WTS is an international organization dedicated to building the future of transportation through global advancement of women. The WTS mission is to attract, sustain, connect, and advance women's careers to strengthen the transportation industry. The WTS vision is for equity and access for women in transportation. The WTS Oklahoma chapter was founded in May 2016 with the encouragement and support of Secretary Mike Patterson. Dawn is a founding member, and we are honored to recognize her as our 2020 Woman of the Year.
Let me just say it's an honor to be nominated and awarded this from my peers in transportation. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. We're proud to have you represent us.
Congratulations, Donna. We're proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And at this time, if I might, I would invite Ms. Shelley Hilmus to the microphone this morning to introduce a new addition to our management staff. Shelley?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I'm introducing Ms. Christy Barron, and I have the pleasure to announce her as the new comptroller. She comes to us from the city of Midwest City, where she's worked as a treasurer and finance director since 2016. Prior to her time there, she served as the state auditor and inspector's office for 9 years with positions in the Quality Assurance Division and the State Agency Audit Division. Please join me in a warm welcome for Christy. She would like to say something.
I just want to say thank you. I'm happy to be here and just say hello to everybody. Thanks.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the consideration this morning. And at this point, I think we're ready to begin the formal meeting.
At this time, item 134 is approval of the minutes of the transportation meeting, October the 5th. Do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve Peterson.
Coburn, second.
Thank you. Secretary, call the roll, please.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Fry Miller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowan,
McCann, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Minutes approved. The consent docket contains item number 135, 136, and 137. These items have been discussed in our committee meetings. If any commissioners would like to pull an item for discussion, he may do so at this time. Otherwise, do I hear a motion for approval of the consent docket?
Motion Dyson.
Alexander, second. Okay.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Fry Miller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowan,
McCowan, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you. Item number 138, engineering contracts by Mr. Tigler. You're recognized to present. Please state your name.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This is Tim Tegler, the Director of Engineering for ODOT. My engineering contracts this month, I have 12. Part A is statewide all districts on-demand public involvement services with Blanton and Associates, Garver and Poe and Associates. The aggregate not to exceed amount for these three contracts is $750,000. Parts B through L are project specific and are included in our 8-year construction work plan. So Part B, Cherokee County and District 1, construction plans for State Highway 82. This is with BKL for $703,690. Part C in Cole County, construction plans for US 75 with HNTB Corporation for $291,115. Part D in Johnston County, District 3. This is with H.W. Lochner for $632,465. Part E, Johnston County, District 3, construction plans for State Highway 99 with Grossman and Keith Engineering Company for $574,772. Part F, Canadian County and District 4. This is construction plans for I-40 with Olson for $664,240. Part G in Grant County and District 4, construction plans for State Highway 132 with Walter P. Moore and Associates for $125,600. Part H is K County, District 4, construction plans for State Highway 11. This is with MKEC Engineering for $956,735. Part I in Texas County and District 6, construction plans for State Highway 94. This is with CEC Corporation for $473,484.50. Part J in Comanche County and District 7. This is construction plans for US 277 with Team Design for $268,600. Part K in Creek County in District 8, construction plans for State Highway 16. This is with Team Design for $281,250. And finally, Part L, Rogers County in District 8. This is construction plans for State Highway 66 with Tetra Tech for $597,800. Approval is recommended, and I'll try to answer any questions that you gentlemen have.
Are there any questions? I've had a question brought to me. On the future, would you put the address of the engineering firms on this in the future? There's where we can know if there are all in-state engineers.
Okay, we'll work. I'll work with Sherry and Brian on that. We'll see what we can get done.
Thank you. You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 138?
Brian Miller, approve.
Do I hear a second?
Peterson, second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Brian Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCown, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Mr. Tigler, you may continue to item number 139.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 139 are my engineering contract supplements. I have two parts. Again, this is Director of Engineering, Tim Tegler. Part A is LaFleur County, District 2. Additional engineering to develop final construction plans for US 59. This is with Poe and Associates for $983,027. And Part B in Cleveland County in District 3. This is for the additional engineering to develop the final construction plans for State Highway 9. This is with H.W. Lochner for $162,990. Approval is recommended, and try to answer any questions that you have.
Have any questions? Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion Dyson.
Alexander, second.
Coburn,
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Brian Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCown, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
and Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you.
Item number 140 is change orders with a cumulative total of $75,000 or less. Mr. Leonard, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Mr. Secretary. This is John Leonard, ODOT State Construction Engineer. I would like to present item number 140, parts A through V. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders of $75,000 or less. This item is presented for your information only and no action is necessary, but I'd be glad to try and answer any questions.
Okay. These change orders were discussed in detail in our committee meeting. If there's no question, Mr. Leonard, you're recognized to present item number 141, orders with cumulative greater than 75,000.
This is John Leonard again, State Construction Engineer. I'd like to present item number 141, parts A through T. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders greater than $75,000. Your approval is recommended, and I would be glad to answer any questions.
You've heard the
Motion to be approved.
Do I hear a second?
Coburn, second.
Any discussion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Brian Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCown, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you.
Item number 142. proposed bid openings. Mr. Hackney, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This is Robert Hackney, Project Accounting Manager. Item 142, proposed bid openings, consists of the final January 2021, the tentative February 2021, and the tentative March 2021 bid openings. The department recommends approval.
You've heard the presentation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion approved.
Dyson.
Got a motion approved. Do I hear a second?
Coburn second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
Gunn, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Item number 143 is a settlement for damages to state property. Mr. Helms, you're recognized to present. Please state your name.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. This is Shelley Holmes. I'm the Director of Finance and Administration. Agenda item 143 is for the settlement of damages to state property. And the department requests and recommends the acceptance of the settlement and recognition of uncollectible balances write-offs.
Do I have a motion for approval?
Alexander makes a motion.
Second,
Coburn second.
any discussion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
Gunn, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Item number 144, the budget revision fiscal year 2020. Ms. Helms, you're recognized to present.
Yes, agenda item 144 is for FY21 budget revisions, and it consists of 5 parts. Part A and B are for capital outlay adjustments. Part A is an increase to transfer carryover federal share in the amount of $159.6 million. Agenda item B is for the state share of capital outlay, and its total is $133.7 million. Point C is an increase to the maintenance program of $11 million of carryover. Part D is rebudgeting of prior year reserves of $900 million for the right-of-way and utility projects. And Part E is to request county improvements for roads and bridges carryover of $25 million. The department requests and recommends approval of this item.
You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval?
Coburn, so moved.
Have a second?
Alexander, second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
Gunn, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Item number 145 is the awards. Mr. Delch, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chairman, this is Anthony Dels, Office Engineer Division. Item 145 are our recommendations from the October 15th bid opening. It is recommended that the following items from that bid opening referred to by call order be awarded. That's call orders 105, 110, 115, 125, 130, 135, 145, 150, 155, 160, 165, 170, 175, 180, 185, 190, 195, 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, 235, 240, 245, 250, 255, 260, 280, 300, base bid plus add alternate 2, and call order 305.
You've heard the
It is
presentation.
recommended that the following items from the October 15th bid opening referred to by call order be rejected. That's items 265, call orders 265 and 295. And then lastly, it is recommended that the decision regarding either award or rejection for the following item from the October 15th bid opening referred to by call order be deferred in accordance with state statutes until the next regular commission meeting, and that's call order 285. This concludes the recommendations for award, and your approval is requested.
You've heard the presentation. Do I hear a motion for approval?
Motion Dyson.
LaForge, second.
LaForge, second. Any discussion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Frymiller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
Down, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you, commissioners.
Item number 146 is the special crossing permit requested for industrial use. Mr. Davis, you're recognized to present.
Thank you, Chairman McCown, members of the commission. This is Sean Davis, the Director of Operations, presenting item 146. This is a special crossing permit request for industrial use. This is out of District 2, McCurtain County. The location is at the junction of the US 70 bypass and Fabro Road in Idabel. In accordance with the provisions of the Oklahoma Administrative Code, the department has received a request for a special crossing permit from Setco Incorporated at the reference location. Setco Incorporated is a privately owned company of around 160 employees. They manufacture solid rubber tires for the solid waste, demolition, and mining industries. All of their product is built on their 144-acre facility in Idabel and then shipped to their warehouses throughout the continental United States. This heavy load crossing is necessary to support limited-term hauling operations and facilitate the transport of aggregate across the highway with heavy trucks that are not suitable for regular road use. Setco has provided the required plans, specifications, and details necessary to construct the crossing. If the request is approved by the Transportation Commission, the department will prepare and enter into an agreement with Setco, at which time the final design and traffic control plans will be finalized and approved. The department recommends approval to proceed with the preparation and execution of the agreement.
You heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval?
Coburn, move for approval.
Do I have a second?
Alexander, second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Frymiller, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
Cowan, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you.
Item number 147 is the director's report. Secretary Gatz, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, I want to recognize Dawn and tell her how proud of her we are. She has given so much to transportation in Oklahoma across the course of her career, and we're really proud of her recognition. I'd also take the opportunity to talk a little bit about the winter storm that we had last week and the efforts that our folks put forth to try to make sure that the traveling public is safe. Those efforts really started months ago with getting the equipment ready to be able to fight a winter storm like this. And this one came a little bit early. And really, they get busy about the Friday before last weekend and went out and did some pre-treating and preparation. Stayed on shift throughout that storm. We had crews out 24/7 throughout the entire time that we were experiencing freezing precipitation and then in cleanup operations across the state. So the men and women that are out there on the front lines during that time period are asked to perform a tremendous service to the state of Oklahoma, and they give of themselves willingly to accomplish that. And I want to recognize them because, again, while they're out taking care of the traveling public on the highways, they've got families at home. They've got problems at home with tree damage and power outages and everything else that they're having to deal with on the backside of their operations that they're out performing on behalf of the traveling public. And they take care of that business and do it extremely well. I want to thank them. I want to thank their families in particular for sharing them with us and allowing them to perform that service for the state of Oklahoma. To give you an idea, there was a time when we had almost 600 trucks out across the state of Oklahoma. During that 3-day time period, our crews put out over 10,000 tons of salt and sand and about 23,000 gallons of brine mixture to try to help keep the roads from freezing so quickly. And they worked thousands and thousands of hours out there across the highway system. So again, we're extremely proud of the work that they did. I don't know what we'd do without them. So again, I want to extend a big thank you to them and all of the folks that continue to conduct the business of the Department of Transportation, both in our office buildings and across the state of Oklahoma during some really challenging conditions. Hopefully everybody's power gets back on as soon as possible. The utility companies are doing tremendous work out there and really appreciative of the work that they're accomplishing. This morning, you considered and awarded some contracts for sidewalks, trails, and streetscape projects and city streets across the state, from Antlers to Chakotah, Elmore City, Freedom, Guthrie, here in Oklahoma City, and Seminole and Monoka. So really in all parts of the state. And we don't talk a lot about those types of projects in some occasions, but they're really, really important for our downtown areas to make sure that we've got safe routes to get to school, and also in providing Americans with Disabilities Act infrastructure improvements. So thank you for your consideration and award of those contracts. On the federal funding front, we are operating still under a continuing resolution that will carry us through December 11th. The Congress is going to have to come back in sometime between now and then and decide what the rest of the budgetary year is going to look like at the federal level. And so we're monitoring that condition very closely. Also, we are working to finalize the update of the 8-year plan, and that's for 21 through 28. And we are going to complete our meetings with several of you across the month of November. We will have that plan ready for your consideration at the commission meeting on December 7th. We currently have Oklahoma's first draft Oklahoma Public Transit Policy Plan out for public comment. That comment period will run through November 21st. And I would ask you to recall that that policy plan was a requirement of the department by House Bill 1365 and really begins to look at what our public transit policy needs are going to be for the foreseeable future and how we're going to try to act to address those needs. Again, public comments are taken through November 21st, and the plan will be in its final form by December 1. However, with the way the commission meeting falls this month, or for the month of December, we will have that in front of you for your consideration and approval on December 7th. The transportation organizational modernization continues. We have a employee survey that is out beginning today. That survey will stay live through November 13th. And it's a critical component of our modernization efforts to really provide a clear understanding of how staff is supporting and preparing to manage organizational change across the department. Again, one of the critical aspects of this particular survey is that we seek out and try to make sure that we are getting feedback and input from our lowest level line employees. So we're asking for our managers' help, our department heads' help, to make sure that those folks get the opportunity to respond to the survey and provide feedback to us. I would also talk a little bit about COVID-19 and kind of where we're at. We continue to manage our business exceptionally well. The department's personnel, you hear this COVID fatigue being talked about, and that's something we all suffer from. But again, our employees continue to do a great job of taking care of their business and taking care of the traveling public in the challenge that COVID presents. With that said, the December Transportation Commission meeting will be an in-person meeting. We are working on a plan to be able to conduct that meeting safely from the ODOT central office building. We're going to follow social distancing and mask protocols, manage our numbers and public attendance. And we will also put together a plan to stream this and probably have a virtual presentation, much like we do here. But we will be conducting an in-person meeting with a quorum of transportation commissioners at the ODOT building. We'll provide more information on the form and format of that meeting in the coming days and weeks in preparation. But I would appreciate your consideration to participate in the commission meeting in person in December. With that, Mr. Chairman, I would be happy to answer any questions that any of the commissioners might have of me. Thank you.
Do any commissioners have a question?
Not me.
I would like to make a comment, Tim. I got a call about last month's meeting. A guy that watches it every month, and he says it looks like the commissioners are just a rubber stamp deal. And I explained to him, there's 9 of us commissioners. We come in early this morning, and 3 of us are in 3 different meetings all morning discussing all of the things that we vote on here in this meeting. So there's been a lot of discussion about all of the issues that we're voting on. And that those of you that are out there in the TV land that are watching this on Facebook, I just want you to know that we're not really just a rubber stamp committee, because there's an awful lot of discussion goes on about all these issues.
And Mr. Chairman, to that point, if I might offer, the department is already working on the agenda for December 7th. So it's something we take very, very seriously. We communicate with the commission nonstop during the month. And then to your point, that culminates in a very detailed and in-depth review in the subcommittee meeting. So thank you for pointing that out. And I think that's important.
I do too. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I need to need to report that ODOT has been monitoring the public video and audio connection throughout the meeting. And it's been reported to me that the public video and audio connection has been maintained.
Tim, you got the next sentence on the agenda. Report the time in.
The time is now 11:34 a.m., Mr. Chairman, and I believe we're ready to accept a motion for adjournment.
Do I hear a motion?
LaForge, move we adjourn. Coburn, second.
All in favor, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Freimiller, Mr. McCown,
McCown, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
We're adjourned.